So keeping your head still. Now, if you know me at all, you've known that I go to war with people on social media about this all the time. So I thought I'd make a video about it, clearing up maybe some rumors, maybe some myths, but explaining to you why we should try and keep our head still and how to go about doing that. First thing we should cover is we're not trying to keep your head down. Most golfers need to get that thought out of their mind. Most people that try and keep their head down struggle either with topping it or fatting it. And actually keeping your head down makes those things worse. Yes, that is true. And if you're one of those people that does believe that, then click on the link in my bio. You can send me your swing. I'll do a little voiceover and I'll explain to you why you should not be trying to keep your head down if you top it. When people try and keep the head down, the head always stays down too long after the ball's gone. You end up too low to the ground, and then that golfer will always shorten their arms. So trying to keep your head down just causes other problems. So we've got to get rid of that as an idea. Now, what we do want to try and do, however, we want to try and keep our head not still, but as centered as possible in the backswing. So what we want to try and cut out is any up and down movement and side to side movement. So if you were designing a machine that was going to hit golf balls, it would pretty much be an arm that rotates around a centered point that would strike the ball first every time, and it'd hit the ball the right distance. Now that centered point is your head, or it's like the top of your neck. So we're really trying to keep that centered. Now the reason I say centered is because I almost encourage people to turn their head back and through, because that allows a greater range of motion. It allows you to turn on the right angle, and it encourages you to turn through the shot better. Staying down, keeping your head still, I think encourages too static, too armsy, where trying to keep your head centered is a better idea, where we let the head turn, but we're trying to keep it in the same place because it just enhances freedom of movement. Thanks a lot for watching the video. If you could please just take a second to like and subscribe and maybe even comment, then that's really going to boost the engagement for the video. It's going to help it get out to more people. It's going to help YouTube push me to a wider audience, which is going to help me grow in the long term. So thanks a lot again, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. In order to keep our head still, we have to understand how the spine works. So the spine has three functions in the golf swing. It can tilt, it can turn, and it can extend. In the golf swing, in order for your head to stay still, you have to do some amount of all three of those things: tilt, turn, and extend. If I get into my dress position, just turn, then what that would look like is a swing like this. And that's obviously not right because my head has moved significantly off. So if I do a swing without tilting, specifically left side bend, then I'd do a swing where my shoulders are turned to level, and when I extend, I'd gain height. So that's obviously not right. And if I do a swing where I left side bend and extend with no turn, then that obviously isn't right either. So we need some amount of turn, left side bend, tilt, and then extension gets us into our top position. What you need to do is video your swing, or send me your swing, and let's have a look and see if your head's moving left and right or up and down like it shouldn't. And let's have a look at your swing and let's see if we can identify which of those three movements you either do too much of or not enough of. We have to do a swing where we turn, tilt, and extend, and that creates a swing where our head doesn't move. Now that all sounds pretty complicated, but it really isn't. Pretty much see on the PGA Tour, all the players on the LPGA Tour, is they have very, very little head movement. They very much just turn around a fixed point, their head, and this just allows for so many great things. It allows us to control our low point. So strike the ball before the ground. This is absolutely imperative for good ball striking. If I do some swings now where I deliberately do things wrong, so if my head comes up too much on the backswing, then I don't have enough left side bend. Head comes up, I now have to do something weird to get back to the ball. So I might dip my knees, I might have to throw my wrist angles. I'm just not going to be able to swing down into that good and hit that good impact position. If I do a swing where my head wanders off the ball too much because I don't have enough extension, you can see that I am obviously going to just swing down, all things being equal, and fat it. So that's when I'm going to start to pull my arms in, I'm going to top the ball, and that is exactly when your playing partner is going to come in and say, You need to keep your head down, and that is just like criminal. It should be an offence to do that. You should get banned from playing in competitions for doing that, because it's just terrible advice. We're going to turn, tilt and extend into a good top position. What you can see is my divot was well after the ball. I'm going to strike the ball first every time. And actually my life just becomes a lot easier because my ball striking is better. You want to be a good player, the order of things you're trying to get right are good strikes, control the direction, and then hit it far enough. So the first step is hit the ball first, strike the ball consistently, and we can go pretty much 90% of the way there just by learning how to keep our head centered. We're not keeping it still, we're not keeping it down, we're going to keep our head centered by understanding how to turn our body, pivot our head, pivot our neck, turn our body without side to side or up and down movement. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the engagement, helps YouTube push this video to more people. It'll help me grow. It costs nothing to you, so if you could do that, that'd be great. So the drill I really like for this actually is just a really simple one where you stand and you pull your right foot back, and as you make a backswing, you're going to try and feel like you're almost going chest up in your backswing. So chest up but shoulder angle down. And you can sort of see that as I do that, it's almost like there's a wall up against me here and I'm just trying to turn but stay against the wall. You see how I'm letting my head tilt back, which is fine, but I'm keeping my head fairly centered. So doing that just keeps me in a good place and allows me to strike the ball really well. If I do a swing now where I don't have any extension, this is what that looks like. That's lost. It's a lost ball. I've never seen that again. And if I do a swing with no left side bend, that looks a bit like this. Now, one of the things people might say now is, oh, well, is that not stack and tilt? And, well, people don't really understand what stack and tilt is. It's not a system. It's not like a procedure that everyone has to follow. It's just like a way of categorizing swings and understanding how the body works. So we're still going to transfer our weight with a centered head turn. We're not just going to like lean left and then reverse pivot back. That isn't what we're talking about here. And that isn't stack and tilt either, but we won't get into that. We're just going to understand that in order for our head to stay centered, which is exactly what we're trying to do, we have to have some amount of turn, some amount of left side bend, and some amount of extension. And that gets us into a really solid centered position. And that's going to allow us to strike the ball well. Thanks very much for watching the videos. If you can please like and comment to boost the engagement, and subscribe if you don't already, that'd be great. If you like what I put out in these videos, you like what I say about technique, I can actually help you with your game no matter where you are in the world. So if you just want to click the link in the bio, it'll take you to Skillist, which is an online coaching platform, and there you can look to see what I do, and actually I can help you with your game. So analyze your swing, give you some drills and tips to help you improve, so we can work together to help you lower your handicap. But anyway, let's get back to the video.